So how did Free State Province manage to better their results? Is Matric standard lower? How can bad performing schools improve their performance? And is COSAS happy with the state of basic education in South Africa? What time is it? It's question time. Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Mpho Sedu. With the Matric results having been released, standing at 76.2% without progressed learners and hailed as an excellent achievement, some have begun to question if indeed the results are worth celebrating. The top performing province for 2016 is the Free State with 88.2%, followed by Western Cape and Gauteng respectively. One of the questions is, why are some rural black schools producing results better than their sometimes better resourced counterparts in the urban areas? Today, my guest is Sizwe Tsiani. He's a member of the National Working Committee of COSAS, the Congress of South African Students. Remember, we're taking your calls on 089-1104-210, and you can also have your say on our Twitter handle at QuestionTime24. So the numbers to dial 089-1104-210. Sizwe, we welcome you to the show. What was COSAS' reaction to the results?
Thank you for hosting us. I think first and foremost we need to start and appreciate the hard work that was given by learners, even some from rural areas under dire circumstances, who were able to produce results that were at least that we were able to be proud of as an organization, even though we have a lot of concerns that we think should be our priority when we address the results overall, because we have learners who have been still traveling from more than 10 kilometers to and back from school. We still have learners who wake up in the morning without having had to have breakfast to go to school, but who are still willing to work hard given the circumstances that they are coming from. Some are coming from poor disadvantaged backgrounds. Some don't even afford, Mr. Sedu, to buy school uniform. That is why, as an organization, we are strongly saying that the government needs to start considering, prisoners, to start having a national uniform where we are going to be looking like at least the police services or the military force, so that we are able to first and foremost be proud of our country, South Africans, because we think that we'll be speaking about patriotism, because we want our uniform to have South African logos. We are saying that our parents must start also showing up, because some parents are celebrating today when the first time that they've been showing interest in their child's education for the first time, because they are matrics now. For the past 12 years, Mr. Sedu, they don't even attend parents' meeting. We think it's about time that we start to emphasize the need for parents to work with their children, because I think, or we think as an organization, that is where success is going to start. Yes, the results have improved, but we think we can do more, and we need to start by speaking to parents. We need to start by speaking to teachers who are very silent. Some, when we speak to them about extramural activities, when we speak to them about extra lessons in school, they tell you about them not being paid enough. Now, those are issues that we really think we need to challenge. Infrastructure in our schools, we are not speaking about that. We have learners who still share desks in school.
Okay. Sizwe, you're going to make a very good politician. I ask you one question and you just go on, eh?
Because the issues of education are very important.
Okay. Now, let's look at Free State. Free State managed to improve their results. What do you attribute that to?
I think we should give the benefit directly to learners. The hard work that they've given, the extra lessons, the each one teach one campaigns of courses that we've been engaging in, I strongly believe that the results in Free State, for them to be improved as they are, must be given to learners primarily. And also the efforts that were given by teachers in making sure that they assist us, because we can't do it without teachers, similarly as we can't do it without our parents.
But then, do you also, as COSAS, take responsibility, or not even as COSAS, but as learners, take responsibility for the worst performing schools, like the ones in Tshwane there?
We can't entirely take responsibility, because we can't. We're learners. Learners are natural juvenile. We're here to learn. We're here to experience. We're here to gather wisdom and information each and every day. And it is the responsibility of our teachers. It is the responsibility of our parents to guide us in that path. Our responsibility is to make sure that we learn, we become disciplined, and we respect our elders, and we work hard. That is our responsibility.
But why don't you want to take ownership for the failures as well?
We can't take entirely, and I never said we are not taking ownership. I said we can't entirely take the ownership.
But on the success you take entirely?
No, we don't take on the success of Free State, because your question was Free State. How did Free State manage to improve? And I'm saying to you that Free State, by the way, is having a lot of public schools where they are complaining. We have our constituency each and every day. We try by means to speak and champion our interest with the Department of Education to improve the infrastructure in our schools.
Then you have the Eastern Cape, which is not doing well at all.
And we all know the unsettlements that have been happening in the Eastern Cape. For the past 2 years, there have been protests. In fact, we want to even use this opportunity to speak against this. We are having public protests in schools, like what happened in Vuwani, in Vemberich, moreover, where the community decide to use the most important structures in the country, I believe, because of it offers education, to voice out their concern, and they destroy our property. And we are strongly speaking against that, and we are saying, as community, it's about time that we treat education as important as it is, because this is what the future of the country is. Through education, we can't be me and you come here and mislead the country and celebrate the Matric results when we know that in grade 8 there are students who are failing, who are not checking the progress. We only check it when it's Matric, and we think that is unfair, because we are producing learners who are going to be dropouts next year. More than 50% of learners who have passed Matric are not going to have access into higher education, and simply because one of the reasons is the late results. We think that the department can do better in terms of producing the results earlier, as early as December, so that we give our learners time and space, and our parents as well, who don't have the money, by the way, to give us to go and apply in these institutions of higher learning. Hence, we are even seeing in January, it is us who are coming from these public schools who are in these queues trying to get access into higher basic education. The ones who are in public schools who have the benefits to have their results in time are able to go and apply in these institutions. Now, we're saying those are the challenges, Mr. Sedu, that we need to be addressing right now. That even if when we're saying we have 86% of learners who pass in Matric, where are they going to go? Are they going to work at ShopRite? Those who aren't even going to get employment, where are they going to go? Are they going to be dropouts? Are they going to be criminals? Are they going to be the Nyope people that you see by the corners? Because those young people who every day, Mr. said, when you come to your work to your place of employment, you pass them, they want money from you.
Yes.
We must question that. Those are the issues that we need to be addressing, because this issue of education is a very broad thing. It's not just about Matric result, and that is, I think we need to shift, or we think we need to really shift our focus.
Okay. Hold it there. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, I'll give you time to explain some of these issues. And we'll be taking your calls, 0891104210. Perhaps you are a learner, you are an educator, a parent, just a concerned South African or citizen, for that matter. Anybody, you don't necessarily have to be a South African, but anybody who would want to share a view or ask a question, 0891104210. At question time 24 is our Twitter handle. We shall return.
The lives, the souls, the OMG of the party, in all their glorious, well, glory. Ah, yes. We salute you, party comrade, with a bottle of Clipdrift brandy and a 6-pack of Savannah Dry or Light combo for just 160 Rand from Tops at Spa.
Indeed. Now, for those matriculants that did not make it and feel a little distressed, this is the number you can call for assistance: 0800 428 428 or *120 *7867 hash. They will be able to assist you there. But right now, we're taking your calls on 089 110 4210. Let's go to KZN. Is it Tammy? Tammy, welcome.
Hi, how are you, Paul?
I'm well. Thanks for the call, Pratam.
Thanks, man, for that nice program, eh?
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you indeed.
And you got a brilliant young man, that Kosas guy.
Yes.
You know, I'm in KZN, you see. I do my work in the health sector. You know, sometimes I drive down to the rural areas.
Okay.
You know, I see kids, they're walking long distances to school.
Yes.
And I'm just worried, you know, and that's exactly the reason why these three provinces, you know, you look at KZN, you look at Limpopo, you look at Eastern Cape. You know, Eastern Cape, I was there in December. There's only one big road there, the N2, through Eastern Cape to East London, Port Elizabeth. And I'm telling you, most of the places are very, very rough. And I just imagine how the schooling takes place there. Can our government please intervene? Because I think that's exactly the major reason why our kids doing poorly. They walk long distances to school. Most of their parents are not there. Maybe they're in job back somewhere, and they are hungry. You know, in summer is the sun. They have to cross rivers. In winter is the cold weather. There's no libraries. It's all the suffering in this kids.
Yeah.
Can our government please improve? Because, I mean, you just look at it. It's a very reason why they do poorly.
Okay, Tammy, thank you very much for the call. I'm battling to hear you there. I'm getting a lot of feedback here. I'm hoping my colleagues will assist me here. But yeah, I guess the gist of the matter is saying there are a lot of learners who are traveling long distances, having to go to still ill-equipped schools.
No, we must accept the reality that our public schools were 22 years into democracy, 23 years into democracy. We still have schools that don't have your laboratories. We still have schools that don't even have your sporting codes. Now, when we speak, and now even when we are celebrating our matric result, that one thing that is being celebrated more than any other thing is maths and science.
Yes.
And we don't go to school. Some go to school for engineering, some do engineering, some do drama. We have those students. Now we're saying we need to really speak about the education system of our country and where is it taking the future of the country.
Okay, hold it there. Let's take Lita. Lita, you are also in the Eastern Cape?
Yes, it's Lita Deleba from Ngamako, a small town here.
Oh, okay.
My friend, okay, the first question that I have for this young man.
Yes.
How old are you, sir?
Pardon?
How old are you?
I'm 20 years old.
You're 20 years?
Yes.
You're brilliant, man. I mean, you sound like 30 or 35-year-old.
Thanks for the compliment.
All right, cool. Going back to the matric results, you know, Eastern Cape is always in the tail, like they're always at the bottom. And you still find out that there are schools whereby the learners are still learning under the trees.
Yes.
Some of them, they have schools that are built out of mud, and if it rains and then there's a possibility that it will be washed away by the rain. Now, tell me something. Is there anything, or do you guys have any influence, against things like that, whereby you can fight that all the schools have libraries, all the schools are built properly, and all those things? Or I don't know, man. I don't know how to ask this question.
Lita, thank you very much for that question. How can COSAS indeed intervene to make sure that the education, the level of education in the Eastern Cape is upped? Not only that, but the facilities and infrastructure is also developed.
Our responsibility as COSAS has always been to champion the interests of students. In our existence, we have always been the voice of students. Our challenge is having to go and mobilize a voice of students, and that is what we do each and every day, to go and try and address issues with the relevant stakeholders, especially the Department of Education, because we believe it is them who are really hearing our voice. The most important stakeholder that there is in education are students, and the voices of students needs to be heard. And we believe that if the more they listen to us, they must listen to us, because we are the ones who go and learn under these dire circumstances. We are the ones who are subjected to all these circumstances that are making us not being able to produce key results. Now we're saying that our parents must come to the table. They need to guide us even furthermore, because all that we'll do is mobilize our students and go and say, this is what we need. How do we get there? And we want quality education, we want academic excellence, and we want every stakeholder to come to the table and assist.
Okay, let's go to our lines. Is it Adebayo in Venda? Hello? Adebayo? Okay, Adebayo. I'm not so sure if indeed it is Adebayo, but we would have loved to take your call there from Limpopo. And indeed, you've got in the Bembe region there. Who doesn't know about Vuani? But surprisingly enough, and I'm not so sure if it is surprisingly enough or it is supposed to have just happened naturally, some distinctions out of the very same Bafamadi school that was destroyed, and you know.
Look, we have always been children of who are coming from disadvantaged areas. We know poverty. We know what it means to come from a household that does not have breakfast in the morning. We know that we have to walk for more than 10 kilometers to school with a shoe that is torn underneath. Now, we are soldiers and we are prepared to fight for our education. Hence, I was saying that now we are doing everything in our might to make sure that we do what is expected from us. But we can go so far, we can only go so far, Comrade Mpo. We need to have a situation where even now when we were speaking about these results, we needed our parents to be here to reflect, as well as to what is it that they are doing during the year to make sure that they assist, they support us in making sure, even we don't need, it's not about money. That's why we're able to have learners who produce distinctions under dire circumstances.
Hold it, let's take Daniel. Daniel, you are in Secunda.
Yes, Mpo, how are you?
I'm well, thanks for the call, but then.
Yes, man, Mpo, that man is very much spot on. 22 years into democracy, there are still children who are still going to school with empty stomach and all that.
Yes.
But the only one question that I want to ask from him, man.
Yes.
What do they do with those people who are smoking hookahs and go to school there and don't listen to teachers and all that?
Yeah, thank you very much, but then.
If you can remember early last year, we had a one Shambok, one learner campaign trying to raise awareness, because we've been engaging with the Department of Policing for the past 5 years, because we are the subjects, we are the victims of drugs and alcohol abuse. Unfortunately, it is in our school premises where these drug syndicates come to sell our drugs, but we are only students and we can only reach our hand so far.
But what was the one Shambok, one Lena?
It was a controversial statement. We needed the attention that we were not getting, because we've been speaking to relevant stakeholders about drug abuse. We've been trying to get assistance about drug abuse, and we took it as an organization, a radical, militant, disciplined organization, by the way, and we said that if we see anybody selling drugs near the school premises, we're going to shambok them.
Oh, so you were saying that every learner must have a shambok?
No, not every learner. Every COSAS combatant learner, military students who know the responsibility of going to school, who understand what it means to attain qualifications of basic education.
Okay, let's take Dumisa. Dumisa, you are in Poch. Dumisa? Dumisa? Dumisa is supposed to be in Potchefstroom there. I don't know what happened to that line. But one other thing that you touched on is the question of uniform. I mean, I've questioned in the past, why are uniforms only available at only there's one supplier for, how so many schools, and they are not cheap?
Look, we're not business people, we're students. We're not going to respond about business things. What we're going to speak about is the frustration that we have as students when we have to go to school. And we're saying that we want to have a national singular uniform where the state, even prisoners, receive free uniform. But the most important sector, which is the education sector, must struggle to even have your school shoes.
Yes.
Now we're saying that we need to start addressing those issues first, because those are challenges that we are facing. We're not employees, we're not parents. We can't even speak on how we must make money. That's why we go to school, so that we learn how to make money to buy our children uniform in the future. But we're saying we need to address those issues. Those issues are really affecting us at school.
Yeah, because really, I think, well, I know you're saying it's a business a business transaction. Perhaps let me quickly take Katlego. Katlego, are you in Viljoenskral or Viljoenskoon? Okay, Katlego.
Yes, sir.
Yes, welcome. Katlego?
Yes, sir.
Yes, go ahead. You are on air.
First of all, man, I would like to pass my sincere gratitude to Comrade Caesar, the comrade of mine, and COSAS in general, the National Working Committee, to say that comrades, you're doing a great job. First of all, I would like to also congratulate Free State Province for the amazing work they have done. It is amazingly great that COSAS is working, and in COSAS we believe that they will champion the interest of our students. We just want to say, Amanda comrades, keep up with the good work. Thank you
very much, Katlego. Perhaps your closing remarks.
Look, we are saying that those who have not made it, it is not late. We must work hard. We are there to assist you. We are pleading with universities that they must start showing up. They must come to our schools. Our children need information, and we are going to do everything necessary to make sure that we improve this year's Matric results. And we plead with our parents that please intervene in our studies. Make sure that you understand what is happening in our schools, even from the issue of feeding schemes. You need to understand what we are eating at school. We need to really take our education serious, because our future is in trouble. We need to start doing something about it. Comrade Mpo.
Okay. That was question time. Have yourself a wonderful time. I'm a
What is a national anthem, and why do we need national anthems?
A national anthem becomes an instrument to foster social cohesion identity, to create a sense of identity of a country.
It does happen that people feel that they cannot commit to what the national anthem does.
Unity is not formed from the sky. People don't just despise the national anthem, but it is because of certain things that are actually happening. The issue of languages, for instance, the issue of apartheid statues and monuments.
I was born with dystrophic dysplasia and I walked on my knees for a long while of my life. Dystrophic dysplasia is a type of dwarfism that affected all my major limbs. It took me an afternoon to learn to climb stairs, walk downhill, uphill and just take my balance. The genium feels light on my legs, but when you hold it in your hand it feels heavy, but because of the technology that's in it makes it very much lighter for the user. I do athletics at school and I just do it for fun and I do it to inspire them, and it's not intimidating for me at all. I'm classified as a T42 under 16, which means a bilateral above knee amputee.
I can pick up stuff.
I couldn't imagine what it would be like if I had it.
I can throw a ball. My friends think it's awesome. I like my railway.
It was obvious from early on that he has a desire to do more and he wants to be the best he can be.
Thunder is proving everybody wrong that he can do everything.
I can walk normally. There's nothing that I can do. I can jump, I can run.
He went literally from crawling on the floor to running in the space of a year.
It changed my life from the beginning to where I am now.
Jumping kids, we believe in ability, and these kids are capable of doing anything.
Having the amputation, people would think it's a negative, but it could be an opening into something that they maybe never considered before.
First major championship at the IPC level for Ntando Malango of South Africa. Malango 4, Woods 5, Whitehead 6, Henson 7, Wagner Jorgensen in 8.
Set.
And away they go. Wagner Jorgensen well into his stride. Whitehead will take a while to get